very good and we sound like
Me too. I always say you are.
Going to the world, amen.
I was waiting for Jeremiah and the bullfrog.
Good morning. It is Monday, December 22nd, and welcome to my Christmas vlog, I guess. But yesterday I didn't film anything but B-roll. We had our Christmas party at the church, and it was pretty good. Service ended up being a little wonky because what we usually do is every year we do the Christmas pageant. And this year, not only did we not have any children, because the past few years we've been using adults and my little brother. And the adults who were in the pageant last year moved away. So we did not have enough people to actually do the pageant. So my mom was planning on reading it, and she did, but somehow in the kerfuffle of doing caroling, getting everything prepped for caroling, her copy of the play that we do every year, that she reads every year, that she's planning on reading, disappeared. It's, we can't find it. So I'm going to need to look that up again, print it out, and bind it this time so that my mom has it for next year. We had dinner, which was really delicious, as it always is. My mom's been experimenting with turkey because she got upset that we called her turkey dry. To be fair, what she was doing was the day before dinner, she was putting it in to a giant event style roaster, and filling it with water and butter, and then leaving it cook overnight, which is not the same as slow cooking it. It was still perfectly good turkey. It just wasn't juicy turkey. It was the kind of turkey that you need a drink or something to dip it into, which goes great with the gravy. But she's been trying out new recipes, and the one she used for yesterday was so good. She brined it first, and then she cooked it. It was so good and so juicy. I'm obsessed with the turkey. I don't get leftovers until after Christmas, but I'm obsessed. But we did play the gift game. If you've ever played White Elephant, it's that, but with good gifts that people want. And you don't unwrap them. So the entire time that you're playing, you don't know what's in the box. So you're not fighting over whichever's the best present. You're fighting over whichever box you want most. And that's really, really fun. Really fun. I enjoy it every year. And this year, I got some goodies. So what I ended up with was a gift card to Denny's. And my cousin, my babyest cousin, she's the same age as my other younger cousin, she ended up with a charcuterie set. And normally you'd think anyone would like a charcuterie set, but she is lactose intolerant and doesn't eat sausage. And she wasn't going to eat the crackers either. So it was a big box of things she couldn't use. So I swapped her for the Denny's gift card, and then I turned around and I swapped that charcuterie charcuterie set for this one. And this, I did a big brain play because this is the gift that I brought, and I wrapped most of the others. The only ones I did not end up wrapping were the ones that my grandma brought, and one gift that was brought by someone who was unable to stay for the party. But this was the one I wanted. But I knew that one of the Denny's gift cards, I didn't know it was Denny's. I did know it was a gift card because the woman who brought it in an envelope, and the envelope was a little bit see-through. I didn't peek, but it's not hard to figure out what it is. So we wrapped those in bigger boxes. One of them was just sitting alone. Envelope this size. It was actually this envelope, actually. Box this big. just this in it. Nothing even to weigh it down. So it was just empty box. Someone at the beginning jokingly said it was a box of chips. And then the second one was in a smaller box with a brick in it. So it was really heavy. So I made sure that was the one I aimed for, figuring that I could get people excited for that and then end up with this, which did work for about half the people. And then the other half of the people really, really wanted what was clearly a rake. It is difficult to wrap a rake that it doesn't look like a rake. But it was kind of funny because everyone's got a sense of humor. So by the end of the game, we had decided it was a Honda Civic, courtesy of my brother, whose current fascination is Honda days. But the reason I wanted this one instead of any of the others, because there were 4 different charcuterie sets, is I want the box. I have been looking for a tackle box to put knitting supplies in, like findings and such. And this has, obviously it's set up for, the cheeses and sausages, but it has little, I don't think you can see them, ridges on the dividers so that you can place new dividers. So you can make the sections smaller as needed, which is really cool, and I'm very excited for it. But my brother ended up with one of the gifts I did not wrap. He ended up with a little red box with a beautiful yellow ribbon on it. And in that box ended up being something that thoroughly confused him. So he ended up trading it away. Because my grandma brought a bag of extra gifts. One, so we could wrap them in case there were too many people who didn't bring gifts, because very few people actually bring gifts to these gift games where you're supposed to bring gifts to. It's a whole thing. But she had a bag of things for people to pick from. If they didn't like what they got, they could trade it out. And my brother traded his out for a tool set. And my grandma actually let me keep this without having to trade away my tackle box. But it is this gorgeous set of knife rests. And my dining setup for like my dishes, my table spread. I want to have different sets that I can swap out based on season or event, but right now the one I am working on and the main one that I'm going to be using for now is a lake set. So I have snake napkin rings. It's a 4 set and this is 6, so I'm probably going to have to figure something out. out. Or maybe you just keep 2 spare. But I live alone and I don't have people over, so I don't think I'm gonna actually need more than 4. And I have a small table, so I don't think more than 4 would fit. But, so I have snake napkin rings, and I have blue, like clear blue dinner plates. And then I have green, solid green salad plates. And then what I want to get is I want to get a set of pink bowls with like the scalloped edge, or bowls that look like flowers. So that when you stack them together, it looks like a lotus on a pond. And then with the swan, I have swan candle holders. I have all sorts of stuff that's swan. I'm kind of obsessed with swans right now. But with the swan knife rests and the snake napkin rings, it's going to look so pretty. And then I just need to, my cat is trying to get in. He can open the door, so the door might open. I am just going to need to, I forgot what I was saying because the cat distracted me. So moving on. And then the man who brought the knife rests, he got given a bunch of gifts to pass out at church, and he wrapped them really pretty. But the knife rests was one of them, and then another one he gave to my grandma and said to pass out to one of the young ladies. And my grandma picked me because there were 3 of us, and one of us he handed a gift directly to, and the other one got a jewelry set. My cousin, actually, she traded in her Denny's gift card for a jewelry set, and then her brother got upset and traded his tool set in for the Denny's gift card because he didn't understand why she was giving away a gift card. So my grandma gave me the little gift, which this is the box for it. I have already pulled it out while I was speaking, but it is a fat money pig. I don't know the meaning or the importance of that, but I do know he's really cute and I love him. But it is a mirrored compact, and I'm not going to point it towards the camera for obvious reasons. Don't want you to know that you are balanced on top of a mug. You will have seen in the clips, I did take my knitting to church with me, and I didn't get an awful lot of time to knit outside of service, between, dinner and party games. After I came home, I got a decent amount of work done on it, and I finished up a repeat this morning. So this is what it looks like right now. You can see the trees. For context, here are the trees on the stocking. But yeah, it's really, really stinking cute. It's reminding me of one of those vintage ski sweaters. If I have examples, I'll put one up. But it's really cute. But I did a silly. So I have not been feeling well. That's been discussed. The last vlog was just me complaining. It wasn't just that, but it felt like it. And by the time we were done cleaning and about to head home, I made a mental note. I looked at my pattern book and I said, I need to take that home. I had moved it away from my knitting because my knitting was sitting at my chair, and people were confused why there was a notebook on the table. So they kept picking it up and looking at it, so I just moved it out of the way. And when I made that mental note, I did not move it from the side table where it was sitting. I did not put it with my stuff. And we ended up talking about Toys for Tots for a while, and had a mild turkey emergency. So by the time I got out the door, I had completely forgotten about my pattern book. So it is still sitting on the same side table at the church, and I have no way to get there, and I don't have keys to open it. And no one's going to be able to grab it today. So once I finish the row I'm on right now, I am stalled. And I could just use the stocking. The problem is, I changed the spacing on the geese. And I already counted the stitches, and it's really hard to keep track of where you're at working directly from the knitting. That is why I made a chart, and I have already done math on the chart that I can just look at and reference without having to think. So this is not going to get anything more done on it today, unless a miracle happens and someone's able to fetch my pattern from the church. So today is just going to end up being, which I was planning on doing anyways, it's going to end up being a last minute gift finish up. I still have to steam block all of those hats and mittens, which I'm going to do. That is the first thing I'm going to do. And then I have a nativity scene that still needs a manger. I need to do the manger today, which is not going to take me very long. I assume it's not going to take me very long. I'm making it out of that plastic webbing that you make the houses out of. I've never done that before, so I don't know how long it's going to take. And then the last thing, I have angels that need halos and wings. Their halos and wings are done. They just need to be attached. And then I have one last gift that I haven't even started. And it's the 22nd, so that sounds insane. But it's literally so simple. It's a blanket that I am turning into a robe. So it's literally just cutting things out. There's no seam finishing, so I'm just sewing it together and binding the edge prettily, and that's it. And so that will not be difficult to do. So I should be able to whip that out today and tomorrow and get everything wrapped. I don't know when I'm going to be able to. Worst case scenario, we are going down to the church on the 24th, on Christmas Eve, to pass out the Toys for Tots gifts. So I will be able to grab my pattern book then, which would mean that I would not be able to work on it today or tomorrow. But thankfully, I started that sweater earlier last week. I started it in the last vlog. So I should be able to, if I have time where I'm like, I need a break, I need to just knit and do nothing else, I have that to work on. And I'm at a cable row right now. I have been being a little naughty. And what I've done is I have a chair at the end of my bed. So my cardigan has been here for me to sit in my chair and work on. And the other sweater has been on my bed. So I don't have to get out of bed to work on it. Which has been working out pretty well. I don't know when I'm going to get started on things, but I will take you along for the ride. So I am going to go now, and I will check in later. Horrible news. Put my stitches on a holder, and it's too narrow. It could fit someone. Not me, though. So the annoying thing is that the shoulders fit, and the sleeves fit. It's the neck. It's literally just I don't have enough stitches along the back. Which is frustrating. So I'm going to need to do more measurements, completely frog this, and start again. So it's pretty though. It's got that going for it at least. Yeah. Because I can't. If I ignore the shoulders and just do the neck, it's fine. So I think I can. The problem is the way I constructed this. I need to completely go back to the beginning. Because that's just not going to fit. And I should have tried it on before I did the color work, but there wasn't enough shoulder to know, which is the frustrating thing. So I get to redo this all again. Here's the color work, no longer bunched up. It is so stinking cute. But here's the sleeve. As you can see, I was going more for pieced together as if it were seamed than seamless. So we got a couple hiccups here and there. So I think what I'm going to do is add 10 more stitches to it. That's 2.5 inches. And I don't care if it's loose around the shoulders, it's a cardigan. So I cast on 72, which I should have known that was too little. But I was going based off my measurements of a sweater that fit. So I'm gonna frog this and restart. I'm not doing that right now. I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to move on with my day. It is 7 p.m. and I ended up frogging my sweater and casting it back on. I am on the last shoulder, and I have not done anything else today, except video games. I did play video games for a few hours, but I have all my stuff in front of me. So this box right here is full of all of my little lace dudes. Here's Joseph. One of the wise men. This pattern looked the most like a kimono to me, so that's kind of the vibe. I went with it. They're not well done or well stiffened. But that's what happens when you lose your fabric stiffener and have to improvise. So those guys, I have 3 angels that need put together. Everyone needs loops on the back so that they can be hung from a tree. And then I have this and these to be both the manger and the feed trough for Jesus. Jesus is caught. Jesus is so cute. He's like a little tiny bean. But first and foremost, I have to block the beanies. I've been putting it off, and I need to just get it done, because the sooner I get it done, the sooner I can get them into their gift bags and not have to think about them anymore. So, I'm gonna do that now, and then I'm going to do the manger first, because that's going to be the most complicated piece, and then I will work on the little dudes. It is 11 at night, and this is how far I got on the manger. I have roof pieces cut out. I have wall pieces cut out. I still need to cut out the back portion, and then every single piece for Jesus to lay in. And it is taking simultaneously more and less time than I thought it would. And there's no way. If I stayed up all night tonight and worked on it all day tomorrow, it still would not be done. And I still have not done the rope. Which I want to work on. It can be a week late, but I don't want it to be. So I've got angels in front of me. Another problem I had with this nativity scene is I went back over the pieces, and I had to make my own starch for these because I lost my fabric stiffener. I have no idea where it went, and I didn't feel like buying more. I should have just bought more. But I was trying to get this done by the beginning of December, and then they didn't even dry by the beginning of December, so I just put them off. And if I had been able to find my plastic webbing and the stiffening had worked, because this is one of the wise men, he is completely floppy. Like, he will not stand on his own. He keeps falling over. So that's not going to work. But if I had known where my plastic webbing was at the end of last month when I got these finished crocheting, I would have had the manger done already. But by the time I found them, I had moved on to a different project. And they were already taking forever to dry. So I just decided it wasn't going to be something that I got done by the beginning of the month. Because it was supposed to be an advent calendar, which is why I keep doing the slip anytime I try and say nativity scene. So I debated hairspraying them. I'm not doing that. I'm going to set this aside and do up these angels that I just showed you. This guy's already complete except for the halo. Arms still need to be sewn on, and the wings. One of them does not. I have 3 angels to do. One of them the wings did not get enough stiffening, so that one's a little bit floppy, but that's fine. I'll just sew the top of the wings down. I'm just going to do these for gifts instead. My grandma's going to get just an angel, which is fine because my mom is also getting just an angel. And just like my mom's advent calendar, my grandma's is going to be for next year as well. So I'm gonna go to bed tonight. I'm tired. It's I don't stay up late. I get up early. Whether I've stayed up late or not, so I need to get some sleep. I will get my butt out of bed tomorrow morning, and I will not go back into my room until things are done. First thing I will do is sew these angels, and then I will get the robe done. And then once the robe is done, I will focus on my cardigan. Happy Christmas Eve. If my dogs start barking, I don't know what's setting them off. So we passed out Toys for Tots this morning, which was exhausting. I am so tired. So I ended up not getting a ton done, which feels about par for the course. I did get a lot done, but it wasn't like towards one goal. I got a lot of things closer to finished, but nothing finished. So as you saw in the last clip, I did get the angels done, and they do not have halos or sleeves. When I was making them, I thought that was so cute, and I specifically picked out those sleeves because I liked how they looked with the collar, because they were from a different angel pattern. But when I started putting them on, I just thought they looked so stupid. The 3 angels are fully complete now, and they're just plain white, and I already wrapped them. I wrapped them this morning. I made them little bags to go in because I didn't want to crush them by wrapping them net. But I didn't have any bags for them, so I just this in my camera is kind of looking orange. I don't know how it's coming across on the screen, but it is bright pink. So I got the angels done. I got all the gifts I have completed wrapped. And I did a decent amount of work on my cardigan. This morning I was up here, and now I am at the start of the trees. I'm on the second row of the trees. So pretty decent amount of progress there. I definitely could have done more, but that was not my focus today. And I ended up getting the blanket and the pattern for the robe prepped and ready to cut out, which was a surprising amount of work. Like, I always forget that it's not as simple as take scissors to fabric. I know it's not that simple, but it's just like when I'm picturing the steps, it's like, oh, that's nothing. That's a non-activity. My body hurts. And I was actually so tired today that I ended up not going to see the lights with my family, which is sad, but I just couldn't stomach it. After I got done with chores, I was sitting down, taking a breather just for a couple minutes, and I thought we still had time. I could rinse off, I could get into something that's not my work clothes. And then my mom called me and she's like, we're getting ready to leave. And I was like, I am not. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not ready. So I stayed behind. And I haven't even gotten my stocking over for Santa. And I have not gotten any of the stuff together for my mom's stocking. So this has probably been the craziest December of my life, and I think that's just what being an adult is. But tomorrow is Christmas, and I still have to get this vlog up. But after that, I am gonna lay down for at least a little bit. So I am ending this vlog here, and God, I'm so tired. That's just kind of been the theme of this Goosemas. I wanted it to be geese. There's no geese. It's just, I'm tired. I hurt. I'm tired. I will catch you all in the next video. And have a very Merry Christmas. Goodbye.